Alrighty. I'm not sure if we're live or not. Let me check really quick. And if we are, hello? No, it looks like we are. Alrighty. Hope everybody's doing well. I'll get the link out as soon as I can. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry about that. Let me get that going. You can now use, I just got a notification from YouTube, you can now use AI to, yeah, no. We are not doing that at all. You can forget that nonsense. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting the links out to Discord, then I'll throw it on Minds, and then we shall get going. Too bad movies. Here we are. Oh. And sorry I'm a little late. I was having some trouble with the equipment. I thought that the HDR wire was busted, but no. Instead, what the issue was I'd simply forgot to turn off the HDCR. So, but now it's all working, and yeah. Hey! Sorry, my dog is getting into something that she shouldn't. Okay. I think I'm all set. Throwing those links out. So now let me get it up on Minds, and then we get it up on Minds, and then we can get going. And if we remember where we left off, we're just kind of putting the pieces together for the stuff this guy's going through. And so far, my theory is that he's the one who committed all these murders. We'll figure that out at the end. And I think that he's just kind of slowly losing his mind. But we'll see what the end has in store for us. It's been a bit since I've been on here, but life hasn't been so great lately. And yeah, I've been just been juggling some things. So, anyways, though, let me pull this up, and then we can begin. Alrighty, nobody in the chat yet, but that's okay. We'll see if that changes, and if so. Alrighty. Got no clue why, but my PS4 controller, it's supposed to glow blue, but for some reason it's glowing, I'm not kidding you, pink. I know it can glow red. I've never had it glow pink before. So anyways, let's continue. And I believe we had just entered this building, correct? Yes, we did. Okay. So, let's start exploring this. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to the other parts of the factory. Metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. Okay. Alright, so everything's going up, but there's a cord going this way, so... Well, before we go over there for the power box, let's look. Okay, never mind. Oh, well. Okay, looks like I gotta fix the electric box even looking at that door, so... The locker's unopened. Its contents were tossed around like someone has been looking for something. Alrighty, let's go upstairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Okay, you can go up. Alright, that opened. Power panel. Looks like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Well, if I do, the power's not plugged in. I don't know if it'll work. Power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Oh. Well, something just happened. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. Here, 1 second. I'm gonna get the mic just a little closer to me because I'm not talking into the mic. So I hope that's better. Alrighty. Power panel. Looks like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. Ooh. It was shut tight. There was a rusty looking card slot on the side. Ah, okay. So we're looking for a card. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Okay, what went on here? We're going upstairs. Door has been hastily boarded up. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. Another panel that I hoped could help get me the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes. What do we got here? A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? What's a claw hammer? As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Okay. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Yes. Slipped the key card in my pocket. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes, I did. Oh, hit it again. Huh. There we go. Nice. I think the generator just came on. Sweet. Alrighty, let's get going. First, I think we used a claw hammer to pull these boards out, right? I struck with the hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I'd removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Alrighty, what we got in here? This was my locker. There in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It isn't torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. There was a mess of empty booze bottles. Wonder if that man in the house had something to do with this. Sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. Yeah, sure that wasn't you, buddy? Alrighty. Okay, then we'll head back downstairs. And there was the one door with the card key. Let's go check that out. Hey! Sorry, my dog's getting into stuff she shouldn't be again. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? Of course you did. I slid the card through the old reader and turned the handle. I don't know what that is. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was. I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No. No. Oh. Okay, well, there we go. Guess I'm going down that way. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. Yeah, it sounds like it did. Alrighty. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily, and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yes, you did. Most letter was violently scratched out with what looked to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need. Norman. Who was Norman writing to? Probably you. I stepped out of the factory and had to be rid of the smell and of its memories. I couldn't stop thinking about the room with the bottles in it. Was that guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had rooted through all those lockers? I couldn't tell where I was as I looked around. I figured I needed to get to a road, get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turnoff to the factory, if I remembered it correctly. I want to go back in because now I missed the main door, but I'm the idiot who jumped down there, so okay. Whee! I don't like that. Where am I going? The garbage bin was the disgusting mess of rotten food in slick black bags. I saw a thin, greenish corner poking out of from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Yes, you did. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. Tucked the card in my wallet, next to my credit card. Okay. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. I had entered Norman's place. That was, this was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. We can find Norman's body? Or did we already find Norman's body? I can't remember. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looks like I couldn't just pop it open. It needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. You probably killed Norman, didn't you? Here's something tapping. Ah, there's a blood stain. We might find Norman's body here. Yep, there's Norman. I'll bet you it's Norman. know. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? I don't want to touch your body. I was too scared about Rachel to stay there another moment. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there was water rings from 2 cups where they're still there in the wood. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, you did. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Alrighty. Let's head on in. By Norman. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Okay. Oh. What was this? It looked like a pole chain hanging from the ceiling. Wonder where it led. Did I pull the chain? Yes. Gave the chain a single tug, and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped down. Nice. It was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. Did I open it? Yep. Inside the little cardboard box was a pile of clothes, photos, and even shoes. As I looked closer, I realized they were Rachel's. What were you doing here, Rachel? Were you responsible for poor Norman downstairs? No, I'm pretty sure that's still you, buddy. I'm not seeing anything that is convincing me otherwise. I'm feeling pretty confident he did it. I wasn't entirely surprised to find this there. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. I always wondered what happened to it. How long had it been there? Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of those slots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did they place it back in the cabinet? No, keep the gun. Don't wait on me. I had a hard time parting with the weapon just then. No, we're not. You know, we are pro-gun here. This is a pro-gun household. It was a hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. That night continued to take a horrible turn after turn. It's been weeks since I had last seen Norman, but to find him like that. As I thought of him still lying on the floor back there, the gun I carried seemed ever present. Seeing the old dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers. But I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. Oh. I think I may have missed a couple things in there. Damn it. Alright, so this is our house, right? Oh. Oh. The neighborhood's local post box. Letter was sticking out, as if somebody hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I take a look at the letter? Sure. The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it wasn't wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be. Okay. So Norman. So our protagonist's wife cheated on him with Norman, and that's how. Okay. But he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me? Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. Okay. Well, pretty easy solved case there. Blood stain there. It entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding and chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Hey! That's enough. Sorry, my puppy is acting a little, puppy-like. Alrighty. No. Give that to me. That is super noisy. Here. Or here, give me 1 second. My apologies. Hey, Rick. Okay, there we go. Fix that. Ugh. Okay, house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and stained and strained. I flicked the light switch to by the door. The power was off. Sorry again. Okay. So, here we are. We're going to find Rachel dead. Probably. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday? Or sometime before? There was a small pile of mail on the floor from the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why didn't Rachel pick this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out, though I needed to see if Rachel was here. Okay. Go to the basement. It was locked. Where did I put the damned key? Okay. This place is going to be a bit of a maze. Ooh, what we got here? I found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me. It reminded me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Sure. Complete the wallet. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I got a part of my life back. Still, the image made me feel uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Cool. Got a nice little achievement. Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Alrighty. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Okay. Ooh, shattered glass. A hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. Oh, hush. You're okay, girl. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. I pocketed the key. Alright, so he's looking at the watchtower. Once again, I'm pretty sure our pro tag here did it. Let's do this one first. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. Okay. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Oh, that's cool. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made the house home. No. No. No, you're not dealing with that right now, okay? Sorry, she wants to play with this toy that is very, very noisy right now. Oh, wait a minute. Our sink, which oh, okay. No. We already did this one. The old house was charming for sure, but it wasn't always easy. I did forget that I should probably be clicking things twice. The books were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in the house had some of the same books as I did. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remember owning it, but not that edition. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling of what was in it. Did I open it? Yes. Inside Rachel's suitcase were a few days' worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flush with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found. Rachel, why? Are you really going to run away with Norman? Is he really such a monster? Alright, so I now have the key. I forgot. Here, what was in here again? Oh, yeah, the computer. Okay, and then the other one's the bathroom. Okay. So I can go downstairs and open up the one door. Was it this one? Door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Okay, nope. Okay, what's this key to then? Is it downstairs then? Oh, this might be the basement. This one, right? Unlock the basement door. Yep. Okay. Sweet. There was an old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember last Christmas. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key there. Did I take the key? Yes. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. There was old clothes, tools, and other things that we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. Looked like there was plaster and an old trowel in there too. Okay. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I had found something heavy enough. Okay. Alrighty. Yep. Upstairs. To the right. This one, right? Grabbing the key, I found the basement and locked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? What we got? Oh, crowbar? Old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes, you did. I appreciated its weight. By the looks of it, the crowbar had broken a few things. Alright, now we go back to the basement. And we'll get that drywall that he had found. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess this is where you may have hidden the body. And we got blood. Don't cook. Go. Don't. I'm not sure what that. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I'd come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Yes? Wrapped within the filthy rags, pale and still, was Rachel. She was covered in fading bruises and what looked like cuts. Her chest was a horrible mess of blood and dirt, and I couldn't bear to look at it. The knife in my boot, the gun in my pocket, were they the tools of her murder? I thought about all I had seen, wonder if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. When I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. This was the old photo that other man and his wife I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was the man involved in this whole mess somehow? I don't think so. I think you did it, buddy. I wasn't sure. The poor old bastard was good and dead. He was a victim, not a criminal. this? It was the key card found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip to that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's. But if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Hey. Come on. I'm trying to record here, dog. Here, you can wait. You can wait afterwards, okay? Because I think we're getting close to the end here. Yeah, I think Norman was going back to the factory. Yeah, I think so. It must have been him. He must have been using the old locker room. I thought I'd finally run out of power. Still love the old-time charm of that claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Rachel loved this part of the house. The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. The quiet in that room unnerved me terribly. On the few broken pieces that remained of that mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look again. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Perhaps I would never know what that mirror came to be broken. Was it by Rachel's assailant or by Rachel herself? The thought lingered and would haunt me forever. You're in denial, buddy. You're the one who killed her. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. It used a digital passcode lock, but I didn't have the code. Maybe I left it somewhere. If I found the code for the safe, maybe I could still open it. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were the names that had been written down. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Those poor girls. Were they victims of the same person who had killed Rachel? Or do you insert your... Okay, here's another idea. I don't remember if I had thought this before, but maybe you insert yourself into these couples and you see yourself as the partner to the female. I wonder what had happened to the other names on that list, or the ones scratched out on that desk in those wet tunnels. The man in the house, was he responsible? When I woke up, I had found him dead already. Yeah. It was a letter I had taken from the post box. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But no. Okay, no, that's not going to work because she made that letter. Okay, so that no. The idea I just had is not that doesn't work. Why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed to worry of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? No. Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. I hated him. I hated him so much. But I couldn't blame him for what had happened to my wife. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. Just thinking about things like that made me sick with grief. Alrighty. Oh, The mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been laying in the basement? It seemed like that mail had been there for a while. Couldn't leave, not until I had thought about this some more. I needed answers. I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. There would be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast. At least not for us. I couldn't recall when I had last ate. I wasn't hungry in the least. Alrighty. Time to go to the basement. Couldn't go back down, not until I've gone over everything. Need to make sure I was perfectly clear. I thought we did go over everything though. I must have missed something. Alrighty, we'll start from the right, we'll go left. Oh yeah, okay, so we gotta find the safe. Alrighty. Maybe I click it twice. Okay, no. That's not it. I didn't know what to think. I just wanted to put the whole mess behind me. Okay, no, we did that one. Okay, so we must have missed something upstairs then. I had made up my mind. No sticky note with an 8-digit code on. Ah, there we go. For... Yeah. Okay, cool. There wasn't anything more to find in the desk. Okay. That must have been it, because the little knickknacks everywhere, I was pretty sure I found everything. Bathroom. Rachel loved this part of the house. Okay. Okay, now let's get the safe. It would be right. Was it in here? Yep, okay. The code I found should let me access safe. Did I open it? Yes. Code worked. I pulled out the small safe door and peered inside. There was a photo in there of Rachel and I when we first moved to town. In it, we were smiling outside the front of the house, which looked like a real mess. We looked happy, though. Odd. I couldn't remember who took that photo. Inside the safe was also an envelope. The front of it read, "Do not open it until I tell you." I guess this was a good time as any to see what was inside. Did I open the envelope and read what was inside? Yes. I tore open the envelope and removed the yellow lined paper inside. On it was a letter written in a hand that looked familiar. The letter read, "I know this whole event was probably pretty difficult. You can't imagine how hard it's been for me, too. Well, maybe you can. This isn't meant to be an excuse, but, well, I hope you can better understand why I've done what I've done. Moving to this town seemed like such a dream. A quiet place to get established, to live out our lives, and to be together. But you know as well as I do that things quickly changed. Your drinking was one thing, but as you grew more distant, as you retreated in that world of yours, well, it was clear you didn't need me as much. In fact, maybe you never needed me at all. But it took all this to make you realize. In the end, though, you may never forgive me for this. You may never forgive yourself. But this is probably for the best. You'll be healthier for this. I'm just sorry it had to happen this way. Rachel." Okay. Couldn't go back down, not until I'd gone over everything. And make sure... What else is there, dude? Oh my god. Okay. Ugh. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way upstairs and we're going to backtrack again. Oh boy. Perhaps I would never know it. Okay, yep. Yeah, we've already read all this. Okay. Okay, so that's one room. We'll go to the next room. Okay. So those are done. It was my wallet with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again. Or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at all those places before? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. Must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. What does that mean? You know what it means. No matter what, I needed some kind of escape. Oh, still nobody in the chat, but that's fine. Okay, I'm pretty confident that was it. Seemed like it's seen all there was. Maybe, I thought, I was ready to go back into the basement. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find. I had to take a last look. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Nah, just accept it, dude. No. There are other means of dealing with this. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do that with a gun. Did I pick it? Oh my. No. Just the thought made my head spin. Left the gun on the cold basement floor. Needed to put an end to the situation one way or another. Oh. If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Sure. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. Okay, I'll take both of them. It was like carrying an anvil, but I wouldn't let it go. Not again. Need to put an end to the situation one way or another. Shape in the dust remained where I had apparently left the gun. But I can't go back into here? Oh, okay. So what, do I go outside now, or? That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. If I had the gun again, and that knife. This wasn't the only way to end this, I knew. But did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? No, stay here. Looking at the knife and gun I carried, I may have been able to use one of those instead. I don't know where else to go, though. I guess there's not much left to do, so okay, I might as well just go. Alrighty. This was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in the house a moment longer. If I had the gun again and that knife. This wasn't the only way to end this, I knew. But did I leave and say yes? Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I had been leaving. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. I wasn't sure what had happened to that other man I had found in the house. He seemed to me more of a victim, but what was his role in all this? After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. Security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it that was attacked? Okay, two people. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to a new extreme? I thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but I knew I had to have been to that forest, and even Norman's place. Well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought that would cover my tracks, so I wouldn't have to be blamed for all this. Even more troubling were those poor girls I had found in those terrible woods. Half hidden in a shallow grave, these secret deaths seemed like the ultimate defiling. If I hadn't found them, would anyone have done so? Would they have even been missed? I vaguely recalled the desk I had seen in those tunnels, the names etched there. Someone had killed those girls. Was it that man? It was clear, at least, that Norman had been going back to the old plant. Maybe he was the one who had boarded up that locker room, who had been drinking up there in that secret hiding place. I think that was you. So he had killed that guard then? He must have. Maybe he was found out, or that guard had caught him on patrol. Damn it, Norman, why? After the factory, I thought I might have some solace if I could just go to the Norman store. All I found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's what I should have seen it coming. Norman. What were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I'd ever imagined. How long have you been going behind my back? More importantly, why, Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they know about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman, but despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did. How could I have known how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now. Our house used to feel so lively, so warm.
But coming into the kitchen, I felt only a cold, empty tension. Every terrible thought I had up to that point was suddenly a possibility. But nothing could have prepared me. My wife, dead, ruined, discarded. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me, one that would haunt me forever, unless I did something about it. For what solace can a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort can be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her, again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who would I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. That's a pretty abrupt ending. What was that? End your story by leaving. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there's a few... like it never happened. Okay, so there's a few different endings. Okay. Oh, go back in there. Okay, so that is one of the endings to Home. It's pretty cool. I do think though if I am right, I think it's pretty easy to figure out, to piece together what happened there, and that's only going to be a negative on my part if I am right. If I'm not right, then I look forward to, and I'm obviously I would give it a higher rating, or it'd be of a higher opinion of mine. But for the most part, I really do like it. I do like these pixel horror games because they have to when they are so simplistic in their presentation, they do need to rely on more of story and atmosphere. In this case, like sound and everything, and the sound design is really good. Like it literally did get the hairs in the back of my neck to stand up a few times. So the sound is good, and the atmosphere, which is done mostly through the sound, and then also by keeping certain areas of the map dark, and then they only light up once you're walking around the setting. That was pretty good. So yeah, I had fun. Definitely not one of my favorites, but it was good for what it was. I suppose I'll return to it some time in the future, just like Tokyo Dark, and I'll play other alternatives by choosing different options and going back to explore some areas, because like the big one was in the factory, when I did not go back to visit the room that was powered by those electrical switches. I mean, I may have missed something big there, so definitely need to return to this at some point in the future and see what else is there. But yeah, that's Home. Oh, hello, Synthos State. Cool to see you. Well, I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to replay it right now. I had just beaten one of the endings, which kind of just has the main character slipping away, and not much happening. A bit of an underwhelming ending, in my opinion. But I'm right now, like I just said, I'm pretty confident that our protagonist is the killer here,
because he keeps talking about blackouts. He's got his wife cheating on him. He's got these alcohol issues, all these other things. I'm pretty confident that it's the protagonist, but I will be very pleased if it's not, just because it seems a little obvious that it is. So if there's a twist in here, then round of applause. I'll look forward to unearthing that if that's the case. Oh, he's a see where yeah. Yeah. Oh, but so yeah, that's home. Yeah, and like I said, I would like to stream again sometime. I'm not sure when I'll stream again. It'll just be whenever I have the opportunity to. But now that we've finished home, I got other games to play and show you guys. I'm just trying to figure out what would be the best one. I've got another visual novel like game, and a pretty popular one, but one that I'm looking forward to digging into, because I've purposefully not dug into it so I could give everybody my first impression. And I'm also considering, so yeah, I've got that one visual novel game, but I would also like to continue to play some Bloodborne, so maybe I'll pop between Bloodborne and that visual novel game, but we'll figure out what the second game is going to be when we alternate between this next game and Bloodborne. So, well, actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, we'll go with that. We'll going forward, I think the next one will be the next play in Bloodborne. I think, God, it's been over a year since last played that. So I think we had left off at Ludwig, I believe. So we'll continue there, and we'll continue that playthrough, but we'll switch back and forth between that and the this other visual novel game that I would like to play. And it's a popular one. I just don't know much about. I've purposefully kept myself ignorant of it for a while, so if everybody knows the story and everything, well, you'll at least have my initial reaction to it. So, anyways, yeah, I'll end it here, and I hope that everybody will be doing well, and I hope that hoping things start getting better, and I hope that everybody's gonna have in case I don't stream again before Christmas, hope you guys have a Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.